Trooper spotted and shot him twice near the Canadian border to try to stop him. Sweat hospitalized in stable condition at this hour. His capture into that intense manhunt across upstate New York. Bring back in Steve Rogers, a retired lieutenant detective for the Nutley, New Jersey Police Department. Real quickly, you know, this isn't just about New York. This is about holding people at the top accountable away from the investigation of how these guys sought out. Is a look at leadership. And you know, Judge Jeanine Pirro was on earlier this hour, and she said this particular superintendent, this warden at this correctional facility in Clinton, would have been appointed by the governor. What are your thoughts, real quickly, Steve? Former police officer, 38 years.
Governor Cuomo needs to remember the words of Harry Truman, the buck stops here. Mr. Governor, on what criteria, based on what qualifications did you make this appointment? And you know what? When we get the answer to that question, there's going to be a whole lot of answers to how this came down.
We hope to get the answers. We'll certainly have more questions. Rod Wheeler is also with us, former D.C. homicide detective and Fox News contributor. Rod, you knew I kind of wanted to end it here with this big question, because at the center of this is the guy who would have led the prison, and we really haven't heard Steve Ressett's name very much in all of this, at least not among all those reporters at the news conference tonight with the governor. My hand would have been in the air. I'm sure he probably would have blown me off.
Right. Well, you know, obviously he's going to be interviewed, and there's going to have to be a lot of soul searching with the New York prison system, Harris. But I don't think it's just that prison. I think it's all throughout the New York prison systems that they need to look at.
Why do you say that?
If it happened at that prison, you have to start looking at, well, could the same thing happen at another one of our prisons? And so I think they need to look systematically throughout their entire organization to see where the problems are.
Well, and, you know, there is this bigger issue of across our country, we have people who were appointed to these jobs. This is holding people accountable in very powerful positions, really the totality of it all. Whether it's here in New York, you and I live in Jersey, it could be anywhere.
Well, you got to leave politics out of the police profession. Let the professionals do their job. Leave them alone, and you'll get a lot better results.
Steve, Rod, good to have you tonight. That's going to do it for Fox Report on the